football is you got to have a quarterback nowadays.
Yeah.
That shit went from 17-10 games to 45-38.
I agree.
Like, it's where football going. And DJ Lagway, that little boy out of Texas, that big ass 6'3", big pretty motherfucker, 3.8 GPA. Like, that's the future. Think about it. Tebow. Warfel. If you think about a national championship, to your point, Mike, national championships, we had All-American quarterbacks. And that's what the league's going right now. The boy McCarthy just won it. You go back to Alabama's winning, they had all the motherfuckers first-round draft pick quarterbacks. You got to get a quarterback. And that transfer portal, if you're balling at a school, you're not going to leave at a quarterback. If you're starting, you're not going to leave. And that's the thing. When they bring in Mertz last year, we always got, I do this 1,000 times on the pivot, I do whatever. No disrespect to these kids. This is not that good because you had to leave another school to come somewhere to try to be good. To be honest, if you're a quarterback, I brought the names up. There was like Russell Wilson left. What he left? North Carolina State and went to Wisconsin, whatever it was. Like there are a dime a dozen that can do that, bro. You have to bring in a quarterback, start him young, develop his ass, and make him a All-American national championship quarterback. And if you look at the teams that do it, that's how they do it. And that's what the problem in transfer portal and all the stuff we talked about already, that's what Florida needs to do. I hope Lagway's ass, I'm gonna go talk to him this spring. Cause I got an award on the spring game. Freddie got an award too. I got the head buster award. Freddie got the freshman offensive player award that they give out in spring. And we go to the spring games, and I'm gonna talk with him and let him know, like, you have to do that. That's what you have to do. Bring in the guys, develop, and all that. Recruit is what it is, but you have to bring in a quarterback, develop that young and make him a dog, and that's how you win. And that's how you win in NCAA right now.
Quarterbacks.
That's
I love that you brought that up because you know, one of the things that, you know, me and Mike talk about, and I talk about with a lot of people, even though I don't play football, is Justin Fields. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I understand that he's had some rough goes, but I'm a fan. I think DJ Moore, I think Kmet. You know what I'm saying? I think they got something to work with. And I also think if you go and draft, you might be looking at another 3 years to develop somebody, maybe. Who says that, you know, I think they're saying Caleb Williams. Who says that that's going to happen right away? And my opinion, the best version of Justin Fields ain't got there yet, but we've seen flashes. And the flashes that we've seen, name a couple other quarterbacks in the league that can do what he can do when he's at his best version.
Right. He brought up the grab bag. You can pull it up there. So there it is.
What's y'all take on Justin Fields? Like, y'all think, okay, we scrap that, we start over, or we stay with that? I stay with that.
This ain't a question. This ain't a question from UD. This is a question from @Schroes30.
No, it's actually, Schroes 30. I don't even know who the hell that is. That is a question for me. Because I've been having that conversation with a lot of people.
UD/@Schroes30.
And I stick with that.
I'll come closer to home this year, Tua, right? Let the NFL in pass and let the NFL and all.
Hey, hold on. What you finna say? What you finna say, man? What you finna say? Because it's a sensitive time right now. What you finna say, man?
Tua was getting replaced by Ryan Fitzpatrick. For his first year with Brian Flores and Chan Gailey. Chan Gailey's 117 years old. Chan Gailey's playbook is written in chisel.
Damn.
You bring that motherfucker and give him to a young quarterback. So to your point about Justin Fields, bro, you have to match Justin Fields. You have to match a young quarterback with somebody that's gonna maximize what he does. Put him in Cam Newton's 2015 offense with Cam. That's who Justin's very much like, is Cam Newton. Put him in an offense like that. These motherfuckers want to fit a round peg in a square hole. This is my offense.
That ain't gonna work.
You know what I tell
put him in Lamar
Jackson
system.
Put Justin Fields in Baltimore and see what happens.
I was in coaching for a hot minute, and I've said this is what you just preached on. Coaching is not a system or style; it's personnel. Like if you're a coach and you give me a dude that doesn't do certain things and you stay doing the same, you're an idiot. Right. Like to me, if you're a great coach, you can coach any system or any style. It's all personnel driven. It's not a system to me. Because like you said, it was written in chisel. Well, that ain't changing it because guess what? It's worked for him. And they paid him for years and years and years. So he ain't going to change.
That's like they Brock Purdy in San Fran. Put Brock Purdy in another system. Brock Purdy's not an MVP candidate. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But Shanahan's system, Kyle Shanahan's a genius. And Kyle's doing exactly what you do. Kyle said, oh, damn, Brock.
Yeah, you
can
do
stay
this
in the
good.
pocket.
Yes, you do this
I'm going to
good.
do exactly what you want to do.
That's great.
And that's what they're doing with Justin Fields. They're not putting him in the best situation to win. That stupid athlete.
Man, I love it. I had a chance to speak with the Bears one time, and you know what I'm saying, as I was speaking, everybody was paying attention, and I actually watched him. I watched him because he was the youngest dude in the room. he was probably more focused than anybody on the conversations that I was having just by being a leader and leadership. So I know he's invested. I know he's invested. He didn't owe me. He don't know. First of all, half of them they know me because I'm old, and he probably definitely ain't know me because I'm old as fuck.
Right.
Yeah.
But the ones that did know me was paying attention, but he was more locked in than anybody. So I said that I pay attention to shit like that.
Yeah.
I said, okay, now this kid right here wants to be good. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times when I come in, you don't know me, and I'm old. I don't play that much no more. I got 3 championships, but motherfucker, I ain't probably winning.
How many you got?
3.
That's right. Talk
Yeah,
to
I got
us.
3.
sir.
But he probably wasn't watching me play. So a lot of times, you know how these young, motherfucker y'all be firing me up on Twitter. You know they be firing me up because I don't play that much. You know what I'm saying? They got all the jokes. So I'm thinking this motherfucker finna not be paying attention.
Yeah, you do. I was at games last year.
Hey, listen.
You was down there with me, nigga. We might as well drink a beer together.
Hey, listen, but remember I came on the show and I said I still got something, and you say, "Come on now." You just say, "Nigga." I said, "I got
I saw
something."
the highlight. I saw
I
the
got
highlight.
One more example. One more example of this. What we're talking about, Josh Allen. Josh Allen, his first 2-3 years wasn't shit. Then Brian Daboll got a hold of him, made the motherfucking MVP candidate.
Yep.
And now Brian Daboll left, brought in Ken Dorsey, and that motherfucking play started going down. Then they brought in Joe Brady, who took over, and now Josh Allen looking better. I'm telling you, man, systems got to match the quarterback.
They do.
There are guys like Dan Marino and John Elway. There's some motherfuckers. Put Patrick Mahomes in any motherfucking place you want him to. He gonna make it work.
Yeah.
There's those guys, but there's a second tier of guys that have to, that the OC and the coaching staff have to make them work. To your point about basketball, Bron, MJ, them type motherfuckers, but put them in any goddamn system.
But you know the thing about playing with a LeBron or MJ, everybody else got to adjust.
Correct.
Everybody around them. And I tell people this all the time. It's a great thing to play with LeBron James, the greatest player in the game, but there's a LeBron James effect that trickles down to the guys that have to play around him. You might have to change your whole game.
And
But
your
you understand, if you can mentally and physically and emotionally accept that role, what the high is going to be. You're going to be at that level.
Yeah.
You're going to be at that level.
But that's what great coaching is. Like you make adjustments. You're talking about changing the game plan. You might have to change your entire coaching philosophy
100%.
in order to cater towards your player strength.
coach personnel,
So I
not
think
systems.
Caleb Williams is a once in a lifetime type prospect. But I also think the draft is about acquiring draft equity and value. They got the first pick. You know how many picks? They got number 1 and 9.
Yeah, I seen
You know
that.
how many
I seen
picks
that.
they can get for the first
Yes,
pick?
yes.
I mean, the Patriots, they got successful in the second and the third and the later rounds. They became great because coaching was great. They had their quarterback. They didn't have to touch those areas, and they built around that. I believe Chicago can do the same thing. They led the league in defense this year. So defense seems set.
Yeah.
They might want to add a player or two, but from an offensive standpoint, maybe you look at linemen.
Yes.
I'm sure there are some great linemen out there that you can get in the second, mid to late first round, early first, mid to late, or mid to late second round. So I would probably trade out of that, acquire draft equity, and then look at the players I can build to make Justin better because he's a hell of a talent. And I would look at probably changing my OC or bringing somebody in that can cater towards his abilities. What's his name? Andy Reid. He made Alex Smith great.
No doubt.
Talking about systems.
Sure did.
Donovan McNabb.
Yeah.
When Vic went to Philly.
Then he gets Vic. And had to change all
Patty
this shit.
Mahomes.
Yeah, he did.
He's done
Changed
so
all this shit
many
for Vic.
great
Yeah.
things with his quarterback because that makes him a great coach. Coaches got to be adaptable and be able to adjust like that.
So we've talked about your guys' UF days, our UF days. Talked about where y'all at now. Seems like y'all got a lot of shit on a plate right now.
Shit, seems like. Ain't no seems like.
It is?
Ain't no seems like they do.
I mean,
That's a lot of shit
I
going
wanna
on. Listen, you ain't got time for nothing but work and going on naked vacation. you ain't got time. You ain't got time for nothing else. You ain't got time for nothing else.
he said he did the math.
And listen,
24 hours a
I
day.
ain't
You
even
ain't
skinny
got time
dipped in
for
my
nothing.
pool in Southwest Ranches. How you got all this time to get naked?
Man, you gotta enjoy life, man. It's you know what?
How many jobs you got first before you start?
I can't even.
We gonna respect the hustle because I love it.
I got
love
one
it.
of 'em. I got
follow,
one of 'em right
I follow
here.
both of y'all. I
On
follow both
Crowder
of y'all.
Powder.
And like I told y'all when I see y'all, man, I don't get a chance to speak to y'all, but I'm paying attention and it's inspiring, dog. It's
Yeah.
inspiring. It's inspiring, dog. I love to see it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We done seen enough losses. We done lost homies. We done lost this and lost that.
Right.
I want to see people win.
Yeah.
I want to see my homies win. I want to see my niggas win. I want to see my people win. So it's inspiring to watch what y'all doing, dog. I love it. Y'all inspired us to obviously get into the podcast space, but just talk about everything you got going, because you got a lot of shit. And you too, Fred.
You just recently got involved in the soccer team.
Right.
Talk about that for a little bit, if you don't mind.
Yeah, it was an opportunity that jumped out. I go back to relationships.
Yeah.
You know, someone I know, Ricky Kaplan in Jacksonville, big time CEO, sold a lot of companies, a hell of a person. He reached out and said, look, I have this opportunity. We're bringing soccer to Jacksonville, MLS. We're going to do a men's and women's team. And the women will be a D1 team, basically. And we want to get you involved on the ownership side as well as an ambassador. And this is what we're going to do for the community. They talked about youth development, you know, inclusivity, bringing white, black, the other together, the entire community. And they talked about travel leagues, just a bit of everything, man. And then they added Tim Tebow, who's another Gator. Oh, nice. So knowing Tim over the years, and I know what Tim stands for, what he's done with his foundation in the Philippines, local, in Jacksonville, how he gives back. They mentioned Tim would be an owner. So for me, it was easy. And the beautiful thing was the paperwork was priority. I go back to always paperwork, ownership. So for me, that was the easy part, being the face of Jacksonville, getting involved, being able to get back to the community in that capacity. So it was a no-brainer.
Love it.
You doing stand-up comedy?
Yeah, man.
You touching everything. Now, I got to give credit. I talk a lot of shit, and I got jokes, but it's different getting on stage and talking that shit. I can't do that.
Well, before that, I got to tell you, that's what I was saying earlier, Freddie T does a lot of shit behind the scenes. Y'all know what Shiba Inu is? What's that shit called that you called me?
Man.
Shiba Inu.
This dude talking about crypto. It was a long time ago.
It was years ago.
This was a minute ago.
I know. I remember that coin.
This nigga called me 3 in the morning because Fred stay up with the China market.
That's how I am. That's
you like
how I
that?
am. Yeah.
So he stay up with the China market. So whenever somebody called me at 3 in the morning, I be scared like, goddamn, nigga got locked up. I gotta go get him out. So I pick up, you know, in a friend, like, bro, you straight? You good? Bro, buy Shiba Inu. I'm like, what, nigga? Buy Shiba Inu. I'm like, Fred, nigga, I'm asleep, bro. I got 3 kids. Like, okay, whatever. Man, that bitch skyrocketed over the next 2 weeks.
He hit.
No, he made bread. So the Fred do it more behind the scenes, but to get to my stuff, man, it's when I retired, I was very complacent. I got the radio show, Hawkman the Crowder, one of the top radio shows in South Florida, Sports Talk. But y'all know how it is. Like, you sitting there with millions in the bank. Yeah. And it's like, why do I need to keep working? Like, I worked my whole life. Nigga, I was riding my bike at 12 years old to school to make it, and I made it. And them bitches done gave me all this money to play a kid's sport. Like, so I had all these millions, and I'm just comfortable doing radio. And then, to be honest, my wife snapped me out of it about, I've been retired 12, 13 years. So it was about 4 years ago she snapped me out of it. She was like, use your talent.
Yes.
You don't gotta invest money.
Yes.
Use your talent.
Yes.
And so that's when the podcast shit took off. That was 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago. Podcast shit took off. Pandemic.
3.5.
And it was just sitting in the pandemic. She was like, man, you sit and you command a room so easily. Like, why you can get paid to do that. And it's something that
Love that.
Lil Duval told me. It's something that Desi Banks told me. It's something that Chris Spencer told me. It's something that all these comedians told me. Just a bunch of other ones that like when I'm around them, they're like, bro, you're funny, but you giving this shit away for free.
Yeah.
Like, we get paid to do the same shit you're doing right here at this motherfucking Dolphin game. You sitting here, have the whole people, you're sitting there doing it. So there's a comedy thing. It's where, like, now I had to maximize and figure out the logistics of how to make this shit work. Even cooking, like you talking about the Crowder Powder shit.
Crowder Powder.
Appreciate y'all, you know. Available, you know.
You say go shit with everything, right?
Available early February, crowderpowder.com. Where my camera at, you know, we got to do it. But even that, like, I love cooking, I love entertaining, I love having motherfuckers to the house and fucking off. And then they're like, well, man, you got all these seasons, let's put it together. So it took me 8 months to formulate that and really get with a Spice Lab dude and use the connections that you have. And the dude with the motherfucker that I got with was a Dolphin fan. So he's like, bro, I just want to help you out. He was like, you want to make a season? Let me help you out. And I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, what season do you use? And I brought him all the seasons I use. And he was like, well, there's garlic and powder and this and that. And there's brown sugar in this. Why do you like that? Because it got a little sweetness and all. So, like, I really started using my connections and using my ability more than my money. Everybody that got money wants to use money to make money.
Yeah.
It's like, bitch, use your ability to
make
money.
I love
use
that.
your talent to make money.
Y'all hear that, young fellas? I love that. I love that.
Just don't invest. Everybody wants to invest in some shit. And I got investments now, the Black Rocks and the infrastructure stuff. Yeah. And I can go deep. But real estate is crazy. You know, not right now. Real estate was crazy a couple years ago. So all that stuff. But recently I was like, you know what? I'm going to make money off my natural abilities.